Crochet, and today is week or part 3 of my crochet along, make along of hashtag No Shades of Gray with Hobbii, and I am using to make my project Hobbii Twister in the solid colors. I have several different solid colors. If you've seen the first 2 parts of the video, you've seen them all. I am trying to create a, oops, backwards, a like cover up. You can wear it, the design is to wear over a tank top, over a bathing suit. As I said in the past, I'm picturing wearing this over a tank top with jeans. And my idea is that it is to remind you of the ocean. The white sands, the wet sands turn gray, and then we have ocean waves here at the bottom. And my idea is that at the bottom of the top, which is kind of a croppy top, but not like not real cropped, but you could be on you if you design it that way. But it does split here in the center, and like for the skirting, I'm calling this wavy part the skirting. It is open in the center, and I am decreasing it as I go. And I'm kind of making the pattern up as I go. And you guys are witnessing this. And I am doing the best that I know how to show you how to do it. So the first was just, now we're on, if you're following along, you should have, by the time you are using this tutorial, or not really tutorial, but demonstration, I'm going to call it more of a demonstration of what I did. You should have your top part complete, and now we're going to start on the skirting. Now the top part is complete, less any sleeves that we might want to add, and any finishing touches around the neckline. And my thought for the sleeve is, I'm thinking I kind of like the wavy part of it, and maybe a wavy part that ends in a bell, or maybe a wavy part that can be kind of poofy if you like bring it together at the end with and just have it poofy. I'm not real sure if it even ends with more than a cap sleeve. And this has been a kind of an organic project for me, making it up as I go along. And the sleeves and the neckline, I am going to do some kind of, finishing stitch on it. I'm thinking maybe white, maybe with some of the colors. And a lot of the sleeving and the colors are to be determined by how much yarn I have left and how much time I have left. I am supposed to have this project completed on February 16th. So it's a very thin yarn, and I'm using a small hook, and it's not a very fast project. So, I mean, it's taking a lot of time, but I am anticipating it being well worth it. So let's learn how to put the skirting on, and then we'll see how we do the decreases and how the stitches are made. It is, I am mimicking a pattern from, I believe it's J Hook. But she'll be linked in the description box below anyway, and she has a very good tutorial on how to make this wavy stitch. She made it for a blanket, and I am kind of mimicking that that blanket. I have made a couple of minor changes because I'm doing some decreasing, so I had to do some changes. She has actual names for these stitches that are real funky. I'm going to wing it. But I'm going to turn my camera around now so I can show you how the crochet part actually happens. So bear with me for just a second while I do that and get as set up as I can, as set up as I know how to, for the crocheting. Alrighty. So I'm going to use the Wasabi color. This is number 144 to start the skirting part. So we're going to take, I just went right into these stitches. I didn't do any type of border, but you could if you wanted to. This is completely, like I said, an organic project. You can make whatever, you can make it however it is that you want to do it. What I did was with my right sides facing me, remember we made the ridge to hold the shoulders together with a single crochet stitch, and I decided I liked it with the ridge on the inside, not showing on my work. On mine, of course, it's white, so you don't see where you've got the blue here. Let me bring you in a little bit closer. Let's see if I can, and still, this might be difficult for me to crochet this far away. So on mine and on yours, I would assume you would do this in your shirt color so that it doesn't show. But if you want to have the ridge, then your right sides would be this way. If you don't want to have your ridge, then your right sides will be this way. And that's all you need. So I'm going to take this every round, and we're going to divide your shirt in half, like fold it in half, and then we're going to start in the middle. Of course, if this was a project that I was going to keep, I would count and multiply and all of that. The waves require 8 stitches for a wave, and there's 4, so it's multiples of 8 plus 4. So count all of your stitches around, divide them in 1/4, go from one side and count over 1/4 to get to the middle. And that's kind of where you want to start, multiples of 8 plus 4. If you have extra stitches, that's fine. You can leave a space. You can overlap. You can do one more round of, do a round of half double crochets or single crochet with this thin yarn. I don't want to do a single crochet row and then have to go back into that, so I would do half double myself. But half double and increase or decrease, whatever works for you is fine. I personally would overlap or leave a space, but I think I would leave the spaces, and then you have more room for the border. Mine is not overlapped, it just meets in the middle. We're going to start with and I'm just going to pick a space here and eyeball it for tutorial purposes. But what we're going to do is start our yarn in your center space, and we're going to go into the stitches, not, we're going to actually use the stitch. So I'm going to go in here for easy crochet purposes into the stitch and join my yarn. And then you're going on, this is just for the joining, you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do what is called a triple treble. So you're going to yarn over, for a treble crochet, you yarn over twice. For this, you're yarning over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go into your next stitch right there. You're going to pull up a loop. Now you're going to have all these loops. This is your original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops more. You're going to yarn, and you can just hold on to this stitch there. You're going to yarn over. I try to keep them down at the end. Pull through 2 stitches on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, just like a treble crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 till you have one stitch left. That's a triple treble. We start and end every row every row you're going to chain up 6 triple treble at the start. At the end of the row on the wave rows, you will do 2 triple trebles next to each other. Then we're going to do, which I think she called a sextuple treble. You're going to yarn over 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try to hang on to those. You are now going to go count 4 stitches over. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in, so you've got your this is the stitch, so you got your space, that's 1, then you've got your stitch, that's 2, then you got your space, or your stitch, that's 3, then you've got your stitch, or your space, that's 4, and then we're going to go into here, and that is 5. Well, okay, sorry for that interruption. So we yarn over 7 times, went into the 5th stitch, and you're going to pull up a loop. And just like at the beginning, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to do this 7 times, or no, 8 times. 8 times. You yarn over and pull through 8 times, giving you this big long stitch. So we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of hold on to those stitches. Now you're going to go into the next stitch, which is the top of this double crochet right here, and you're going to pull up a loop, kind of hold on to those stitches, push them down to the end, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and we're going to continuously yarn over and pull through 2 8 times until we get to the end. And you have 1 loop left on your hook. We're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you get confused in your winding, just remember there's going to be 1 that you start with, and then you're going to have 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, 7. Good thing I counted. Now we're going to go into the space that was our chain 1. And we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do this all the way to the end. And now we have 3 parts of the wave. We have to do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go into your next stitch, which is your double crochet right here. And guess what? We're going to yarn over and pull through all those times again. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, 2 loops, 2 loops, till you get to the top. I try to keep the loops together so they stay tighter. It's going to be a little bit wonky. Oh, and very important, I forgot all about this. Let's not forget this. You will have a huge issue. All right, let's go into these ones because they're already messed up. There we go. This is where at the beginning and end of every round you want to put a stitch marker. So this was our chain up, and we're going to put a stitch marker there. As you work this, it becomes twisty curvy, particularly the first couple rows. It's very easy to get lost in where your stitches are, because now we're going to do a twist. We should have 4 stitches in between here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And right, it's hard to see when they get small. Oh shit! Did I screw that up? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay, so we're going to again yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my original. Oops. Original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's always good to count. Now we're going to go in the front of this so this is the double crochet. We're going to go into the space. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through, pull through, pull through. These are the 4 that we skipped before. We're going to do that same double treble 7. I call this stitch the 7 yarn overs. It's just easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we're going to go into, now we were just in the space, so we're going to go into in the front of the 4 other ones, and we're going to go into the top of that double crochet, and we're going to just complete the stitch, going yarn over and pulling through 2 for all those times. And we're going to do this 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to go in right here to the top of the next double crochet, and again yarn over all those times. And last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into your space right there. And we're going to yarn over all those times again and pull through 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time. And there we go. So this is, let me just pull on this. So we started here, and see how it gets twisty curvy. This is our start. Here's our 4 that we did first, and they're behind, and here's the ones that we did second, and they're in front. So this is the stitch that we're going to do all the way across. We're just going to change where these second set come in. So we're going to go 4 again, 7 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold on to these as we count over 5 stitches. So here's your double crochet, your space, your double crochet, your space, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 into the space. Go into the 5th stitch, and you're going to, I try to keep them, pulled down to the as much as possible, to like push them together down with my finger as I'm going through. And if it's a little big at the top, that's okay. This yarn really does it's very forgiving and like just falls into place pretty easily. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yarn overs. And we were in the space, so we were in the space, so now we're going to go into the stitch for our second wave cluster, I guess you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you don't like to count, this is not the thing for you. So now we were in our stitch. We're going in. So this is a double crochet. Now into the next double crochet, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 3 to this section of our chain. Maybe it's a little too close. Let's back up just a little. And now we're going to do this for the 4th of the set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to go into, we were in the double crochet, so now we're going to go into the space. And we're going to continue with our septuple 7 yarn over, pull through 8 times stitch. So that is the second half of the first half of the second set of waves. So now we're going to go back to do the 4 skip stitches. So we're going to yarn over 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But now last time we went in front, so this time we're going to go to the back. So I just pull my fabric through, and the waves that I just worked on are here, and we're going to go into the first stitch that we skipped. So you still have 3 unworked stitches once you're done with this in between. So you got 1, 2, and we're going to just do the same process, pull through 8 times. Oops. Yarn over, go through all of these stitches until you have 1 left. And we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again from behind, lay the waves down in front of you. We went into the double crochet. Now we're going to go into the chain space. The first row, just it's in most patterns, the first setup rows are the most difficult to do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't mind me while I count. But once you get through the first couple of rows, it's very easy to figure out where you need to go. So now we're going to go into the stitch, but definitely this is the hardest one, where you're going through the chains and the, you know, getting your rows set up. As it progresses, you'll be able to tell where to go as you see the waves come. And we need 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not really counting for you. Sorry about that. I'm counting for me. And let's not miss that stitch right there. Come on, get in there. And over and over and over and over. All right, now let's give it a look. So now you have 2 sets of waves. Lay down nice and flat. And as you can see, we started here with these, and they're behind. And then we went and crossed over the front. Then on this set, we started with these, and they're in the back. So the next time, when you go around, you're going to your 5th stitch, and just do that as normal. Then you're going to go in front again, so that you have the wave that comes up like this. When you get to the end of the row, make your waves complete, so that it's, you know, a complete stitch, and you have to save 2 spaces for your 2 4 yarn over stitches, which are triple trebles. That's how you work the stitch. So let's do the 2 triple trebles right here at the end of this, just for the sample purpose, because from this point, once we finish this sample, I'm going to work on my actual project as we finish the tutorial. So we're going to yarn over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Connie told me if you push this over just a 1/4 of a turn, it'll stay tighter. So we've still got the 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go into just straight into the next stitch. So we were at a space here. So we're just going to go into this double crochet, and you're just going to yarn over, it's probably 5 times, until you have just the 1, and do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Twist it up a little bit. Do I have too many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1 too many. And then we're going to go into the last double crochet here, and we're going, oh shoot, there I go, stretching off the screen. Okay, so now we have done 1 full row. I am also going to put a stitch marker in this stitch, because trust me when I tell you, it's easy to lose them. Now, if you go to the tutorial that I followed on how to do the stitch, she goes back and does a row of single crochet. She is using a 4-weight yarn. I am going to go back and do half double crochets across the chain here. And I'm going to do a row this way and a row back. So I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work, which is going to be a problem because it's all still attached to all this other yarn. So bear with me here a second while I flip myself around. As I said, I really want to be able to make sleeves, and I don't know if I ordered enough yarn for that. And I don't know if I have time to order more. So I chained 1 just so you have some room, and now I'm going to yarn over, go into that first stitch where my stitch marker is, and pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through all 3 and do a half double crochet. And then I'm going to continue to make half double crochets all across. Same thing. Pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And I'm doing half doubles versus the singles simply because this yarn is thin, and I'm going to find it easier to work in them again. I'm doing 2 rows of them versus 1 row because I am using the half doubles to make my decreases in the skirting. That's where we're going to make our decreases. When we start decreasing, I did not do any decreases for the first 2 rows of waves, and then I started decreasing after that. And when I get back, let's see, and I will show you that because I have to. That's where I am on my own project. Is in the decrease rows, and I will show you that in just a minute. But when I get to the end here, it's all right if the stitches are a little big. It all works out when you do the half doubles. It does pull them back together and makes it a lot easier now to see your waves. It straightens it out a little bit from being all funky and twisty, and that's what you look like. So then to do the reverse, to come back, you chain 1, turn your work back around, and just go right into that first stitch and make your half doubles. This is what I did for the first 2 rounds, or the first 2 rows. They're not rounds anymore. So I did 2 of these, and 2 rows of the half double crochet, and then we're going to go back into the waves. So that's going to be the end of showing you on my sample, and from this point on we're going to be working in the actual project. So I'm going to put this away and pull out my actual top. Okay, I just finished a row of the waves. 2 rows. I did 2 rows. I was debating and have been debating. This is how much I have left of this color. This is color number 129. I think it's called Iceberg. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I love this blue. Isn't it gorgeous? And you will see that at some times during this use of this blue, I added in the wasabi color, the light green, just like with this paler gray or paler green, blue, whatever this color is here. I added in some of the tan throughout. Don't mind, I have not woven in any of these. This one really just needs to be cut, but I haven't woven in any of my strings or ends, but I did weave in color throughout because as the ocean comes and goes. It brings sand with it. It brings other colors into the original color. And as the water is lighter, it's bluer, it gets dark, deeper, it gets darker. So I'm at the end of this blue. I don't want to really use the blue so much anymore. I want to save this in case I want to do something with it on the sleeves. But I'm debating as I sit here, do I want to go straight transition into my next color, which I'm going to use this one, which is color number 123. The nice thing about this Hobbii yarn is it has these really easy starts. Really easy starts. I love them. All yarn should have an easy start, in my opinion, be it skein or cake. So I'm going to change my yarn here, and I'm just going to hang on to this ice blue for a couple minutes. I'm going to crochet over it, and I'm going to add this to it. And I'm going to do that because I'm not sure if I want to bring it through maybe a few stitches to make it a little more natural looking. So I'm need to make a decision. I'm really bad at color decisions. So we're going to hold these all together here, clumsily as it is. Get that little tail, come on, going. Alrighty. And we're going to chain our one. I've already turned my work because it was easier. And I'm going to crochet over this tail as well. Do I want to knot it? I do. I am. I'm going to just take the blue away. I don't have that much of it, and I'll knot it later. But I'm going to take that. I think I'm going to take that blue away and not crochet over it. So we're going to, we did our chain one. We're going to do a single crochet right, or not a single crochet. We got to do a half double. What am I talking about? But this is, come on, tighten up a little bit here. There we go. This is where we really want to do any decreasing. So I'm going to just make these first two. It doesn't matter where the decreasing comes, as long as you've got less stitches at the end, right? But I really want to decrease about 2 stitches on each end. I'm not going to not have my triple trebles over here. What I'm going to do is get rid of these 4. I've decreased several times now. I've decreased once on the first 2 rows. It's not decreasing fast enough for me, so I'm going to decrease twice here. So I'm going to do 1 decrease on this row at this end, 1 decrease at the other end, and then when I come back with the half double crochet row, I will decrease 1 on each end again, which is going to get rid of, right, 4 stitches. No, I'm going to decrease twice here and twice there and get rid of 4 stitches. Twice. Oh, good Lord. Duh. I'm going to decrease once on each side, gets rid of this row, gets rid of these. Then when I come back, I get rid of the other 2 for the other end. Duh. So we're going to yarn over, go into our first stitch, and this is how I do it. I'm not sure if it's right. And I pull up a loop. I go through into the second stitch, and I pull up a loop, and I'm going through all of them. And then I'm just, so that's 1 decrease on this end. I'm going to do 1 decrease on the other end. So the rest of these are just going to be regular old half double crochets into. Now this is where it gets tricky. You got to make sure that you flatten yourself out so that you get your waves going the right direction. And you're just going to half double crochet into each stitch all the way across. Oh goodness, and I forgot to put my stitch marker. I did take it out and then I forgot to put it back in because I was doing my whole do I or do I not. Come on. Go in where I want you to. Don't split the yarn. That's what I was afraid of. Splitting my yarn, splitting my yarn. There we go. Right in the end. So I'm sure that you all by now know how to do a half double crochet. Just be aware that as you're going through here, it's going to want to kind of twist up on you a little bit. I'm hoping that that stops when it's blocked and we get the border on. You're just going to go through every stitch. When you get to the end somewhere, do another decrease at the end. Or anywhere, but basically I would do it at the end. And we're going to do a decrease on this row of half doubles on both ends and a decrease on the next row of half doubles, one on each end. 4 decreases should do the trick, I think. And I'll meet you at the end. Here I am on my last half double crochet, and I know it's my last one because I have my stitch marker in there. I'm going to take it out. Oh, come along. There we go. And we're going to put a half double crochet in the last stitch. And then we're going to chain up for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to put our stitch marker back in the top of that stitch. Very thin yarn. This is a little tricky doing it at a distance. Come on, get both of those little guys on there. There we go. And oh, now I'm going to turn my work. I carried the lime green through, and so I'm going to put it back, just bring it around. So now we're going to do that. What is it, a triple treble or something, where you yarn over 4 times? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this counts as your first stitch, so we're going to go into here and make this our triple treble. And I'm just going to crochet over that lime green and carry it up with me. So let's see. Let me see if I can show you. Now this is the inside, but here we had 4 stitches. This is our carry up, you know, our 2 that we just now completed, the chain. So we just completed this chain, and this double, triple, treble, whatever, and this triple, treble. So we should have, previously we had 4. Now we're just going to have 2. Because we decreased 2 on this row and on each end, and 2 on this row on each end. So we're going to decrease 2 of these stitches. So we're just going to do a cross now, not a double cross like this one or a quadruple cross like this one. We're just going to do a double cross. And again, I'm going to crochet over this lime green because I'm going to pick it back up over here. So we have to do our 7. Let's twist that up around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to skip the first stitch, go into the second stitch, crochet over that lime green if you've brought a color up with you. And as you hopefully recall, you're going to go through 7, pull yarn over and pulling through 2. That one does not want to cooperate. 8 times until you have 1 stitch on the hook. And then you're going to do that again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can go front or back. It really doesn't matter at this point because you're only doing a cross. We'll just go in there, and again, we're going to pull up a loop. I need more yarn. It's getting all tangled over here. And we're just going to go through, pulling up through 2 until you've got 1 left on. Oops, oh no. Oh, gotta do that over, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 8 times. My neat yarn over here is getting all tangled. Okay. So then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to skip our 5 again, or skip our 4 and go into the 5th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th stitch. Now I'm going to loosely bring this back up with me. Oops, I think. Because I do want some of the lime green up here. So I'm just going to kind of do it loose so that I have, enough to go over there at the skipped stitches. And you don't have to bring a color of yarn with you. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. It's your cover up, it's your shrug or top, whatever it is. Wrap your yarn 7 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go into the next stitch. And again, pull through 2. You know how to do this until you get to the top. We're going to be back to doing this 4 times again. Four, 5, 6, yep. Thought I counted wrong there for a second. I got a problem. And I'm going to bring it up again. 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, when we go to our next stitch, let's lay it this way. You can see there is a pattern here swerving through. Follow this, and it's doing this. You can see here how it's doing that, and this one is going this way. For you, this is probably just your second row. So we're still going to do the yarn over 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to come back in to our skipped stitches. But you can take a clue from the stitch from the stitch below what you're doing. And I just don't want all these other stitches to be in the way. I don't know how to do this without it being in the way. So I'm over on the blue row for the first 4, and the second 4 are behind. So here I'm going to start at the behind, because these ones that I'm now mimicking are behind. So the ones in the top row that I'm working on now are also going to be in the behind. So I'm going to come back here, go into the first skip stitch. I want to make sure and include that green yarn in there. And then I'm going to make my my part of the wave, and we're going to continue that. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And we're going to push all those first waves to the front so that we can get into this back part of the wave. I have top all over the place here. It's all in my way. There we go. As you do this, you'll be able to easily take the clues 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the previous row as to where you need to put your hook in the front or in the back. If your loops are coming up, if your wave is coming up from the back, you go to the back of the first 4. If your loops are in front of, coming up from the front on the previous row, then you're going to put your hook in front of those on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And should have 2 stitches here. Just having a hard time seeing them. Come from, oh wait, 1 stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's why. 1, 2, 3. And 8. There we go. And come on. Stop being very cooperative. There. So now you can get an idea of how it's shaping up here. So these 4 stitches, which it's at the beginning of the row, so it's really not very cooperative right now, but these 4 are here. They're a mess. 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4th one? It's hanging out somewhere. There it is. And then these 4, so you can see it swirls this way and it swirls this way. Now the next, go to the next stitch. It'll be much nicer after you get a couple of them in. I'm not gonna bring the green back, I don't think, because I don't want it overwhelmed with this green, and with the lime green I want to be mostly the teal color. I would love to bring up some, like, not even use the teal here any longer, just use the light blue, but then I won't have any left for the top, for the sleeves or the trim. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to skip 4, go into the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th stitch right here, and just do our loops or our waves all over again with the 7 yarn overs. Pull through 8. Oh, come on. I meant to leave that down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to pull up the first part of the green, the lime, and this is how I change the color. And then I'm just going to leave it and use the teal. But I'm going to untwist it first because it's a little twisted, and I want to untwist it before I set it free. There we go. Oh, one more twist. All right, so I can throw that off to the side, and it'll be like knotted with this first pass through right here. Stay on there. So when I get through pulling all of these through, I'll be down to just the teal, and the lime green will be left on the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I'm going to crochet over it again. there's a lot of stitches to go around, so I'm going to carry the line with me. I don't think I'm going to use it very much, and I might end up just cutting it off so that I don't have to deal with it, and leave a string to weave in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to use a lot of the line because at this point in my water of my skirt, I don't think I'm going to need a lot of the line down here. It's the water is going to be, the water of my skirt is going to be too dark by at this point. It's going to like start getting too dark, but I wanted a little bit just for a little extra color, little extra pop. So now that you got some more rows, you can see how it's going to weave and do that. So that is how I'm going to continue now on my skirting. Is I'm going to decrease 4 stitches in each row of the half double crochets, and then you adjust your, so the next time I'm going to decrease 4 here, 2 here, well 4 here, 2 at this row and 2 at this row on this side, and when I come back to the half double crochet row on the other side, which I'm just looking for it, I can't seem to find it. Here we go. Here we go. Nope, that ain't it. Here it is. Look for that. Look for that stitch marker. So when I'm going to finish this all the way across, and then go back to the half double crochet row. So when I do that half double crochet rows, again, I'm going to decrease 2 on each side here and here, and 2 on each row here and here. So a total of 4 stitches, which will take away this first cross. So on the next set, you'll just start with this. And depending on if you're decreasing 1 or 2 stitches, you'll adjust then the next set to be, so I'll be decreasing so that I'm eliminating 2 stitches on each side the whole rest of the way on my skirt. So on the next row of waves, my very next row of waves after this one, this single cross is going to be gone. These 2 stitches, the chain up 6 and the first double treble, is going to be there. These 2 stitches are here at the beginning and end of each row, but up here this stitch will be gone, and we'll just be starting with a whole set of 4. Then the next one I'm going to decrease again, and this first set is going to have 3, and on 3 this way and 3 this way. So your cross will be 3 instead of 4, and that's how it's going to work every time until it's as long as I want it to be. And I'll let you know how long that is when I come back. But until then, just keep repeating this. You're going to do a row of crosses, 2 rows of half doubles, a row of crosses, 2 rows of half doubles, and continue until it's as long as you want it to go. So for this week, I just want you to add in as many rows of this as you want. My contact information is at the end of every video, so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I am in Carrie's Zoom quite frequently, and you know, from the Sophie's Zoom that Carrie has been, Carrie the Yarny Elephant, that she has, she's opened up her Zoom room for Sophie's Universe. I am in there quite frequently also, so if you have questions and you are a member of Carrie's Zoom, or want to become a member, contact Carrie and she'll let you in, and so I'm there for questions as well. I know this might sound a little confusing. It looks probably a lot overwhelming, but it's really not that hard once you start doing it. If you don't understand my tutorial, the tutorial that I learned this basic stitch from, I will have linked in the description box below. She doesn't do the decreases, she's doing it as a blanket, so there are some changes. She does 1 row of single crochet here where I'm doing half doubles, unless there's 2 yarns that I'm only doing a single. but again, I will let you know how many rows of the waves I end up having, but you can stop yours whenever you want to. And how many rows I have is going to depend on where it falls on me and how I like it, you know, at different stages. My envisionment is that it's going to be down past my knees on the back, but I don't want it down past my knees on the front. So I needed it to start decreasing faster than what I had it decreasing. Then we're going to play with a border, I think. And I'm not really quite sure how that's going to work. So that's another thing we got to figure out before the next video. So enjoy, and I will see you at the next week. Bye.